Okay, now that we have two different kinds of name popularity sets, let's create two different kinds of bar chart classes. One for displaying year sets and one for displaying name sets. And before I do that, I just noticed that these are all the same height, and even though they have different values, and I think that's because the non-breaking space takes up a certain amount of height. So I'm going to go to my CSS. In my BarChart bar class, I'm going to say font size 0 pixels. Let's see if that helps. There, that's better. Okay, so now for refactoring the BarChart class. So what I do with the BarChart is going to be similar to what I did with the name popularity set, except that there's more stuff in the BarChart that's going to be true for all bar charts. So all bar charts are going to have a sequence and a max height. These are going to be protected. And this constructor is fine. This draw method, I've actually been careful when I wrote this to write it in such a way to make this be true for any bar chart. So every time where I use get value or get title, get anchor, get label, and so on, I've done that because all of the set specific stuff has been moved into separate methods. So this method is going to be the same for all bar charts, but then these methods down here, they're going to be specific to a particular type of sequence. So I'm going to start by creating a new PHP file, YearBarChart, and then I'm going to move all of this stuff out of BarChart and move it into YearBarChart. And then in year.php, I'm going to include YearBarChart. And then I'm going to make a new year bar chart here instead of just making a regular bar chart. And then everything else should be the same. I'm going to go ahead and go back here and reload. And it still works. So let's try specifying a different year. And that works as well. And actually I have a little problem here, so some of my names are gone. Let's inspect element and see what's going on here. Oh, there they are. Well, I'm not sure why it was a little slow there, but seems to have just taken a while to finish. Okay, so that's working now. And then what I want to do for name is I want to have a NameBarChart. So you'll notice when I tried to execute this, I got an error because I'm still creating an instance of BarChart and then trying to call getValue inside of the draw method. But there is no getValue anymore. So it's basically an error to try to create a bar chart and then draw it. You can only create a name bar chart or a year bar chart or a whatever bar chart because you have to specify methods for getting values and getting labels and getting anchors and so on to actually draw the thing. So this is a concept known as abstraction. And we say that the BarChart class is an abstract class. So an abstract class, you can never create an abstract class because it hasn't specified all the details you need. And in PHP, I can actually mark BarChart as being an abstract class by saying abstract here. And then what I want to do is list all of the methods that have to be supplied before this abstract class can actually be run. So abstract function get value, and it's got a data point, and abstract function get label data point, abstract function get anchor data point, and I think there was one more. Let me see what I have here. So get value, get title, get label, get anchor. So I need get title as well. So this means that any subclass of BarChart that I create, that I want to create an object of, has to specify these abstract methods, has to provide an implementation for this so that the draw function will actually work correctly. And now if I go ahead and hit reload, instead of the error I was getting before about not calling get value, now I get an error, cannot instantiate abstract class BarChart. But this one, the year, still works the same because I've specified all the methods for the YearBarChart. So let's go ahead and create a NameBarChart class. And I'm going to right-click on YearBarChart and refactor copy NameBarChart. And then some of these are going to be the same. So the value is still going to be the count divided by the total times 100. The label now is going to be year. And then the title is going to be get year colon get count. And then the anchor, if you click on a year, that's going to take you back to year.php. And the year key is going to be get year. And the gender key is still going to be get gender. And believe it or not, that should be it. So all of the changes that are specific to a YearBarChart, should be NameBarChart, are in this one file. And then both YearBarChart and NameBarChart are using the same base class. So let's go ahead and reload. And I'm not going to wait for this to finish loading. I'm not quite sure why it's being so slow. But I'm going to click on Henry. So I also have to change my name.php. So this is going to instantiate NameBarChart. And that should be the only change I need to make. NameBarChart not found, so I have to require it as well. Boom. So now here's the report for Henry. And if I click on a year, here's a report for 1943. And let's go ahead and pick the name Ronnie. And we see Ronnie peaked around 1946 and then sloped off. Not many people were named Ronnie before then. And let's start with 1915. So let's look at the profile for James. So James has always been a pretty popular name. It sort of peaked around 1945 and then started to decline. But this all seems to be working. I'm not sure why this is taking so long to load, so I'm going to investigate that after I finish this video.